Oi, 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 oi. What's good, everyone? It's your boy, Matt Diazzo, coming at you with some new music reviews. Thanks for coming on by. Today, I am checking out the band Ecotage with their latest EP called Devastation. Gotta say, the devastation is upon us with this metallic hardcore band based out of Finland. I discovered this band because their record label Knives Out hit me up to say, like, hey, I see you do reviews. Check out this band Ecotage. And I'm like, hey, say no more, fam. I'm happy to help out. And so that's how I discovered this band. And like I said, metallic hardcore. If you are a fan of Earth Crisis, All Out War, uh, like that early metallic hardcore style, a little bit of Marauder, you're definitely going to be a fan of this little band from Finland because they're bringing some really good, like nostalgic style 90s, like hardcore, metallic hardcore, but doing their own thing on it, which at times it sounds pretty good, but at times there's a few hiccups here and there, but overall it's still a very enjoyable listening experience. One of the biggest highlights about this band is the vocalist here. She is able to sound super clear, crisp, and her vocals cut through so nicely. Like she comes in nice and clear over the metallic hardcore music, and her harsh screams are just as strong as all the other members of this group in terms of like just sounding raw and having just a very pissed off energy to it. Like on the song Change, the vocals have like a higher register here, or at least they're just higher in the mix. Combined with her like very sharp vocals, they cut through really nice, and you get a good balance of like heaviness from the band, but then also really sharp vocals from her. So I'll play a clip of that for you right now. She kind of reminds me of Year of the Knife in terms of how they changed over their vocalist and have more of a female fronted vocalist now. Kind of similar vibes there, but with a little touch of a Earth Crisis in there. Even when some of the songs, in terms of like the instruments, kind of dip in quality and song structure, like on Decline and Vigilante, the vocals, they're very consistent and just are really sharp and giving their all. I would say probably some of the best vocals in like the most raw sounding vocals on this EP is on the song Until Justice is Served. Very great example of her great vocal power. One thing I hope that they kind of explore on in future releases is the gang vocals. The way they utilize the gang vocals, I feel like was not enough, and those gang vocals really work to give the song some really good power and heftiness to it, and it kind of give it a bit of a palate cleanser because you have like the high shrieking vocals from the main vocalist, but then you get some low register gang vocals, and it helps balance things out. But like I said, there wasn't enough of them, and I would love to hear more of those because those were just great. If you're a big fan of that old 90s metallic hardcore style, the riffs are not going to disappoint you here, especially on the songs that Change and Decline. They have a really good heavy and low feel to them that makes you think of those old 90s hardcore bands. So I want to play a clip of Decline for you so you get a sense of those sharp riffs. Just very groovy, very nice, and very good flow to those riffs. In terms of like being a heavy hardcore band with big breakdowns, I think the riffs do a really good job of sounding very massive on their breakdowns and just carry a lot of good weight to them. So you're going to be very satisfied if you're into guitars. On Into Dust, the guitars experiment a little bit with some guitar scaling that sounds really cool. However, on the songs Vigilantes, they kind of do the same thing again, but the experimentation, it feels a little bit awkward and doesn't really stick the landing as much as Into Dust does. The drumming here, I would say at times can feel a little bit stiff and almost too robotic, where it feels like it's just being plugged in from a drum machine, especially on the song Decline. The way that he's playing here, it just feels too stiff. Even though there are some moments where like there is some groove, it goes back and forth between being stiff playing, groovy, stiff, groovy, And that was the one thing I noticed about the EP was the drumming. I think that stiffness is coming from the fact that a couple of these songs do have a little bit of a repetitive feel to them in terms of the song structure, like Into Dust and Decline. So the drums don't really have too much to work with, I feel like. But by the time you get to Until Justice is Served, the drumming is a little bit more groovier, it's a little bit looser, and it has a better feel to it. So I'm gonna play a clip of that song for you so you get a sense of how the stiffness of the band is of the drums have gone away, and they have some big hollow sounding drum heads, and it sounds pretty cool. He loosens up a little bit. In terms of the bass playing here, I feel like it's very low and can be really felt on a lot of the tracks, particularly on the song The Change. Something about the bass playing on there sounds really good. When it comes to the production on this EP, I think they did a good job of taking that old style of like metallic hardcore and giving it a nice polished up feeling and better production here in 2024. So I think that really helps balance out some of the missteps on this EP. Really like harsh and heavy metallic hardcore. I think Ecotage is going to be up your alley in terms of satisfying that fix for new metallic hardcore. I feel like if they were a little bit more looser with their playing and not so aggressively stiff, I think the band can just sound a lot better than what they're already doing, because they do sound really good here, but there's just some minor hiccups, I think. So overall, I would give this new EP from Ecotage a nice and solid 7.5 out of 10. Links down below, check them out. Like always, like, subscribe, and comment. And thank you for coming on by, and I will see you in the pit.